Daddy Fox went out on a winter's night, and he prayed to the moon to give him light. For he'd many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. For he'd many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, Fox ran till he came to a great big pen where the ducks and the geese were put therein.
I think it was wonderful for our children. Number one, our children, because they live in this almost, you can say, city, some of them have never been on a farm. So they've never had the experience of how it is to live on a farm. And it was really lovely for Philippa to come in and to come and show them the pictures. Maybe they've seen on television, but now seeing those pictures and to hear what's actually happening on a farm, when it's the sowing time and then there's the reaping time. So that was really good for them. And then to sing these songs about what happened on the farm. And for our children, I think they learn a lot through singing, because they can then remember the words and it makes more sense for them. And then also when they did the signing, because that helped even more, because now I'm signing so I can remember what I have to sing, and even the ones that can't sing, by signing they still get the message. And I think they've learned through that. I don't think they will forget that in spring you sow the seeds, and then we did the one which is for winter. Nothing is happening on winter, it's very quiet, so I don't think they will forget that.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear the small birds singing merrily upon the lalem, and to run for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In the spring we sow, at the harvest mow, and that is how the seasons around they go. But of all the times, if choose I may, I'd go rambling in the new mown hay.
The starting point for the songs that I was choosing was going to be anything rural, really, and because Arbour Vale is a special needs school, I was also looking at material that could be easily broken down, and Philippa had brought in these lovely, beautiful illustrations of some ducks, geese, hen houses, foxes and that sort of thing. And so for that song, we actually split the class into two groups, because it's Daddy Fox has got a very full and complete story. So as a song, we needed to be able to perform the whole thing. So we took one group of very keen singers, and the rest of the class really enjoyed drawing and art and painting. And so they went off and, using the illustrations from the museum, created some really beautiful pictures of foxes and ducks and geese. And then the singers learnt the entire song with signs in one session, and just sound brilliant. They absolutely loved it.
I think noticing how all the children who are on really different levels take the music on in their own way, especially letting children experiment around the borders of what we initially set. So there's one girl who loves playing the drum, she's got very strong rhythm, so it was really good to see Kat saying, well, this is the girl's talent, this is her strong point, and letting her go with that and incorporating that into the music. So I think Kat's flexibility and learning more about the students and what they're capable of is really inspiring, and that's something I'm going to take into my own teaching.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear the small birds singing merrily.
It's been really lovely actually incorporating the Makaton signing in with it, because even the children who do sing have enjoyed doing that, and I think it adds something to the song. It adds a layer of expression, and it adds it adds a way for them to express themselves. So you can choose to do a movement sort of large and fast, or you can choose to do it kind of small and careful. So even if you haven't got a voice to use, you've got a means of putting expression into a song, which I think it makes it more than just kind of it's a ticking the boxes music session. It makes it into a performance, and it gives that child a way to express themselves. And one of the things that we've been doing kind of throughout the sessions is giving them choices and saying, do you want to play fast or slow? Do you want to play loud? Do you want to play quiet? If we were talking about your instrument representing rain or the horses, do you want it to be a fast horse? Do you want it to be slow, or do you want it to be quiet rain? Or are you going to make it into a thunderstorm? And sometimes I think children, particularly children with special needs, they don't get that many choices. And it's very easy just to go in and say, I'm going to teach you this, and you're going to then repeat what I've done, and that's your performance. But I think it's much more important to engage them in the process and let them have some of the creative input in terms of deciding what their performance is going to be like.
Some of the children who would never sign, they were signing while we were singing the song. That was a surprise because everybody joined in with the signing. Even the ones that feel like, why should I sign? Because I can sing the song. And they were all joining in with the signing, which was great. Really, really great, excellent.
Oats and beans and barley grow, oats and beans and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats and beans?
The music teacher at the school had asked if we could do a bit of dancing because the children are quite fond of that. And so the thing that popped into my head was oats and beans and barley grow, and I can't even remember where I learnt it from. It's one of those ones that I just think I've always known, and so we used that as a sort of a playground game type dancing. So we got everyone in a circle, and which included a few children in wheelchairs as well, and so we had a nice big space and we were all able to dance around. We chose a farmer to be in the middle, so we all danced around the farmer, and then they took it in turns to go into the middle and dance together, and we had some very touching moments when they had to choose a friend to go into the middle to dance with them, and it was really nice. Especially I thought the children made an effort to include those who were in the wheelchairs to come in and dance together.
Things I'm going to take away from the project are flexibility in teaching. Before I'd have a lesson plan and I'd stick to it quite rigidly, and I've learned that that's probably not the best approach, especially dealing with younger children. So I'm going to be a lot more flexible and open-minded, I think, and I'm also going to see what the kids, I'm going to give more opportunity for the children to contribute to the work, and I'm going to try and identify areas where this can happen more and there'll be more of a dialogue, I think.
I think the thing that surprised me was not worrying necessarily about if the kids were going to get stuff. So giving them a whole folk song, not worrying about the fact that maybe there was language in there they didn't understand, but just going for it anyway.
Oats and beans and barley grow, oats and beans and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats and beans and barley grow? First the farmer sows the seeds, then he stands and takes his ease. He stamps his feet and claps his hands and turns around to view the land.